But also with the sounds that we sort of discover and that I would actually play, like on the piano or on the strings.
And ultimately we end up with an album like Amarantine. I mentioned that people think you're a recluse, but a recluse wouldn't go to the Oscars, would she? You went to the Oscars.
Not. Yes,
How was that experience?
That was so exciting. It was so exciting because I started with soundtrack with the BBC and with David Putnam. So it's something that I've kept sort of working with, you know, the visual, with doing a song when we could, you know, for a film. So to work with, again, as I mentioned, Lord of the Rings, which is a book I read many years ago, and
but to be nominated, I know you didn't really expect to win, did you? You hoped to win, but...
Well, it was so overwhelming for me that, you know, I enjoyed it. But I suppose for everyone who was standing there, and I was standing next to Paul McCartney and Sting and Randy Newman, and you kind of feeling, well, the competition's kind of tough here.
Kind of tough.
But yeah, it was very exciting.
But also because of the kind of feeling there is abroad in America at the moment, you know, they were going to go in a particular direction, maybe.
Well, it's difficult to know. It's difficult to know, but...
Had you met Sir Paul before? Were you a fan of Paul?
Of course, of course, because, like, you know, I always talk about the influences musically, and I would sort of lean towards my classical and my Irish traditional roots, but Nicky always brings the Beatles influence to, you know, the album, so it's there. So to actually meet him it's quite exciting.
Now, I heard that you were asked to write the music for Titanic, is that right?
I had been sort of one of the names of sort of one of the composers, or possibly to sort of collaborate in this song.
Not interested, really?
Then it just didn't happen, so yeah.
Yeah. And what do you think of what did emerge in the end? I mean, do you think I could have done better than that? Or you don't like to criticize fellow composers?
No, because it's you know, it's difficult to work with certain directors. You know, you have to kind of you have to sort of come up to their expectations, and they can change their mind just overnight. So it's you know, it can be very tough.
Now, another thing, it was accidental almost, but you became part of the soundtrack to the post 9/11 situation, didn't you? How did that happen?
Well, basically we got news from people in America who saw footage where CNN were using the song Only Time, which had been, I was out there promoting it that year. And when I saw the footage, it was absolutely so moving. But in a way, I think everybody in the world felt that if there was any way that we could help them in New York, because they were so traumatized, and they felt there was going to be no more normality ever in the city, and they leaned towards certain songs, and one of them was Only Time, because the song is about time will heal, only time can tell, and this is what their hope was. So what we did then was we released, the single had never been released there, so we released the single and then give all the proceeds then to the fire department.
The fire department, who lost so many people.
Yes, they did.
But it must be uncanny in a way, or maybe an uneasy feeling when a song you wrote about love and time will heal, and to see the horrible imagery of 9/11 superimposed on your music, or vice versa. It must be strange.
It was strange, but I'd hoped that the song meant a lot to me as well, about how time can heal. And I'd hoped that, you know, this was the message they were getting, and to a lot of people that is what the message they were getting, because when I went there to perform it and to sing it, it was nice to be able to give them back some healing, because they were so desperate, you know, to get any help at that time.
And it became the iconic song of that period. You're in the middle of the world tour, is that right?
Yeah,
so where to next?
Back to America, Asia, Europe, so it'll be a few more months.
And do you actually get to see these places, or is it, you know, straight in, 5-star hotel, perform, onto the plane, off, 5-star hotel, or do you actually get to see places?
I try to see, you know, when I'm in a city, you know, I was just there in Taiwan, and they have the tallest building in the world, the 101, and I got to get a tour in the 101, and I went in the fastest lift in the world. So I try to incorporate, you know, a few days before and after my work.
Yeah, because it would be a shame to be going to all these places and, you know, not to enjoy the fruits of your success, you know, if you get access to places that
No, I think it's
otherwise wouldn't have.
important to actually experience the different cultural aspects of these countries and, yeah, to enjoy the cities, yeah.
Everyone knows, you know the expression, my home is my castle. In your case, it's literally true, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah.
No plans to share your castle with anybody?
You always ask me this
I
question,
do every
Pat.
time. Well, I mean, come on, give me a break. I haven't asked you for 8 years.
Well, that's where it's kind of...
At the
where
moment.
I kind of don't veer into that side, you know, what's happening in my, you know,
Yeah,
private
but you can't blame me
lifestyle.
for asking, can you?
It's fine, it's fine.
All right, Enya, the current album is beautiful, absolutely.
you,
And thank you
thank
very
you.
much for coming in and
You're
sharing
very
it with us
welcome.
tonight.
Thank you.
Enya, thank you so much.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you very much.